feel good today. What's good, everybody? It's Wednesday. Let me check my notes. July 19th, 2023. This is your daily, and I mean daily, multiple times a day, sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it is not close. Now, yesterday, not a bad day. We had some profit, 8-6. Me and AB, 2 out of 3. Clearly, the intimidation factor of me being on early edge in 5 affected EC as he goes 1-2, but maybe he'll have a bounce back today. But you guys know, over the last couple of years, we've established ourselves as the #1 sports betting brand in America, but we want everybody to know, and we need your help. Right now, we are nominated for the best sports podcast in America, but we need to advance to the finals. Look at the QR code on your screen right now. Look at the link. Either way, take 5 seconds, please. Go there and vote for us and let Early Edge be right at the top for the next 25 years. Why are we at the top? Because of the stars of the show. Let's bring him in right now. You know him, you love him, and Counselor, real quick, can you tell me what today is, please?
Well, today, as you said, is July 19th, but we're only 50 days away from NFL kickoff, which means so many things with SportsLine, with the Early Edge, with our prop show. 50 days is not as long as you think. That means the preseason helmets, pads, we're going to start seeing that soon. We're seeing already players reporting to training camp with the Jets specifically. I'm wearing Jets green in honor of that and Hard Knocks. Let's go. Let's get it on. It's on right now.
I forgot Hard Knocks was starting already. Isn't this year, it's the Jets this year, as you said, correct? Last year it was the Detroit Lions. They're showing the repeats right now, which is why I get confused. But I'm not confused about where we're going right now because everybody is locked and loaded. I've got soccer. I've got baseball. Maestro can do it all. Counselor's ready for the Open Championship. But we're going to play fade or follow. Today, we're going favorites. The Giants and the Reds last night, they scored 21 runs combined as I cast the over fairly easily, I might add. The Giants are the favorite today. The Mariners, -165. They got bounced by the Twins last night. And then the Dodgers on the road. Are you serious? -165 over the Baltimore Orioles. But that's a real number. So, where do I start? Why don't we go to the man whose team absolutely stinks right now? Amags, welcome to the show. Welcome to last place. Good morning.
Thank you, Coach. And like you said, I didn't even need to look at what anyone else was wearing or anything. When you said the worst team from someone for this show, it is the Yankees right now. They are awful. And with my pick on the favorites here, I'm going to actually fade the Mariners at this number, -165. I think it's tough. This Twins team has been getting hot, and especially Carlos Correa hitting .330 in the month of July. So I'm going to fade the Mariners, especially at that number. If it was a little bit less, maybe I would think about going somewhere else, but no way.
No way, he says, with that cool alternative Yankees cap on. So we've got one there. Let's go to the Counselor. Sia Nejad, which favorite are you following today?
I'll take the short road favorite in the San Francisco Giants -120. They got Stripling on the mound. That doesn't inspire a ton of confidence, but he's been okay, and he probably is only going to pitch 2 to 3 to 4 innings. Ashcraft on the other side has been pretty good lately, but I'm not really buying that, and I'm not really buying the Reds hitting. Obviously, they exploded yesterday in an 11-10 loss, but the bats really haven't been there. I just think San Francisco is the better team, so I'll go ahead and take that at -120.
Yeah, I think the Giants are the better team. I think the Reds are starting to come back down to earth just a little bit. They had 3 different leads last night. They could not hold it. Guru, I know you're on the precipice of one of the biggest events on the soccer calendar, the Ladies World Cup. But today, I need to know, which favorite are you fading or following today, sir?
Oh, yeah, it's all going on in soccer, Coach. We've got the Women's World Cup. We've got Arsenal are over in the United States about to play the MLS All-Stars, so very exciting. But the only one of those that I can play would be the San Francisco Giants at -120, just because I refuse to place a bet at -165. So I will go for the Giants to win their game against the Cincinnati Reds.
Hashtag educate and entertain. Interesting. Not everybody here at the brand won't play a -165 play, and you know who you are. All right, Maestro, I'm coming to you, big boy. Are we fading or following one of these favorites?
Like the guru, I refuse to play minus 165 on the Seattle Mariners. That is way too high. When you look at how good Kenta Maeda has been in 4 starts since coming off the IL, a 2.70 ERA, and the Twins, they didn't hit it all in the first half, but they are hitting after the break over 7 runs a game in their 5 games. They're 4-1. The only game they lost, they were down 7-3. They made it 7-6 and had a chance. So this team is rolling offensively. It's just too big a price, even with Luis Castillo on the mound.
A lot of great information. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. I tell you all the time, I host this damn show, and I still take the notes for my guys. Best crew in America. The world. Sorry, Guru. Now, we are everywhere, and I tell you, everywhere. And we're starting to ramp it up. Vacations are starting to get over. The entire crew is coming back, and we will be here all the time.
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in Ford championship history. We're down to the final 4.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
Oh, some of you in the chat, you know what we're talking about. I love the inside stuff. All right, today, where is my crew going to be when it comes to CBS Sports HQ? Right here, the Counselor, 1 p.m. Eastern, kicking it off today, 10 a.m. Pacific. Then at 6. Are you kidding me? Why am I not there? Sia, M Squared, Maestro, Prop Stars, all on the same show? Let's go. Then at 8 o'clock, you want live betting? 2 of the absolute very best. Our 5-tool player. AB, and of course, the Maestro will be on in the 8 o'clock Eastern hour. There is baseball all day today. All 30 teams are playing. They start at 12:35 p.m. Eastern time, and it goes all the way up to late night. So, Maestro, that might be past your bedtime. I don't know. Real quick, Maestro, can you tell me how many teams this year the Chiefs have a chance to go to the Super Bowl 4 out of 5 years? How many other teams have ever done that in NFL history? Go.
I'm sure the Steelers have done it.
I
am 49ers. Cowboys.
That's 3 guesses. Bills, 1990, 1993, and the Patriots, 2014 to 2018. Those are the only 2 teams that have ever done it. Yes, Counselor.
Coach, what's so great about that Bills stat is in all of those Super Bowls they lost, and not only did they lose all 4 of those Super Bowls, but they lost them all to NFC East teams, which is just pretty remarkable. The Giants, Washington, and the Cowboys twice, I believe.
Wow, somebody's doing their homework this morning. Look at that. Of course, he knew his Washington team was one of those. All right, now it's time to play Pick the Prop. And no, Buckets is not in the chat this morning, at least not yet. He might be having a little FOMO here in a second. So here's where we're going to go. And in honor of the guru, we, of course, have Kyle Schwarber on the list today. Then we got Matt Olson at plus 300 and J.D. Martinez, who did not want to be in the home run derby, but he is in our home run derby today at plus 350. So, Guru, let me come to you first. Where are you going today?
It could only be Kyle Schwarber at plus 325. Coach. I'm like the musicians that go down on the decks of the Titanic. I'll just keep betting on Philadelphia teams until I finally win.
All right, Amags, I'm coming to you. Quick question. 17 quarterbacks have lost their Super Bowl debut. The last 17 quarterbacks to lose their Super Bowl debut. How many have come back to the Super Bowl and won it?
Ooh, about 4.
How about 0? Nobody has even got back to the Super Bowl. Burrow, Cam Newton, Jimmy G, never happened. Now, Amags, where are we going today? Who are you picking to go the yard?
Coach, there's only one pick. It is old faithful Matt Olson. He's been good to us this year on many different props. I think we go with him again against Ryan Nelson today.
He has not been good for us this year, Amags. He has been great for us this year. I feel like he has 150 home runs already. All right, Counselor, I'm coming to you, big boy. Where are we going?
By the way, not a subtle shot. That was a very blatant shot at the guru because that was a shot, that NFL stat, at Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. I guess that means San Francisco is going to win the NFC Championship. You heard that from me first, because I actually think that's going to happen. I'm going to go JD Martinez here. Listen, Dean Kramer's been pretty good, but the Dodgers are just so hot right now, much like Hansel. I'll take JD at plus 350. Dean Kramer, again, he's been pretty good, but it could be Cosmo Kramer out there. JD Martinez and the Dodgers are just mashing right now.
100%. 100%. All right, now, Maestro, coming to you. Where are you going today? Who's going to the yard?
If JD Martinez is in the lineup, and it seems like we're getting some info that he might get a rest today, I also like him at 23 homers, with Dean Kramer having given up 20 homers this season, 7th most in baseball. But if he sits, I think you got to go with Matt Olson, who did not get to play any part in the 29 runs yesterday, and the guy's been awesome all season.
That was a crazy game. I mean, M squared is next level, but that was next level. Cashing an over 10 in the second inning. Crazy. By the way, the chat's always taking care of us, because sometimes we're in real time and it's early in the morning. We don't always have the lineups, but apparently JD Martinez, as the Maestro just said, may not play today. So if he doesn't play and you bet on him, they will refund your bet. All right. It's a lot of information, a lot of games today, a lot of soccer, a lot of baseball, and we will get to them all right now, but not before we enlighten you on what's coming in August.
When you're the FedEx Cup champion, your name's on this trophy forever. This is our season-long race. This is the sought-after trophy when we tee it up in the first event of the season that you think about.
3 tournaments with the world's best golfers battling for the tour's toughest trophy to win, the FedEx Cup. The playoffs begin August 12th on CBS.
I cannot tell you how excited I am when I hear that music. I can feel you coming. All right, Counselor, I'm coming to you, because I got a bunch of tweets last night, and they were talking about things that they miss. And you know what they missed the most? First 5 Sia. He's been on a bit of a vacation, you could say. But I believe he's back today. Would I be correct?
You would be correct. I mean, last week we didn't have many first fives, but it was the All-Star break. I did manage to fit in a first 5 during my 8-1-1 stretch, which included a golf outright on top of all that, by the way. But I just wanted to reminisce there. We do have a first 5 today, and we're going with a familiar team and a familiar pitcher who I've been kind of leaning on, Jose Berrios. Let's take the Blue Jays first 5 -120 at home versus the Padres. It's an interesting pitching matchup with Yu Darvish versus Jose Berrios. I mean, this is one of those situations where I'm looking at how Berrios is trending. First of all, he's been better at home, but over his last 2 starts, pretty good against the White Sox, which granted, the White Sox are not the Padres, but 7 innings, 1 hit against them, 5 1/3, 7 hits and 1 run against Arizona, who can get hot at times. Again, with Berrios being generally good at home, I contrast it with Yu Darvish, who has been okay lately, but away from home, he hasn't been very good. And honestly, I think this Padres team is relatively lifeless, especially when they're just not hitting. Maybe they can get to Berrios early. That's certainly a possibility. But in my range of outcomes, I really like the Blue Jays to take care of business at home. I really like them to actually take advantage of Yu Darvish in this matchup.
In that game, as I look at the schedule right now in real time, is 7:07. So that's an evening game tonight, the Padres in Toronto. By the way, you mentioned the White Sox last night. How about that? If you had the Mets on the run line last night, up 11-4 in the 7th, and you don't cover that? I wonder who on this panel had the White Sox on the run line last night. All right, so first 5 Sia has delivered. So where do we go next? Well, there is a very, and I mean very, big soccer tournament. The American women are the favorites, but are they going to get the job done? There's only one man. Well, there's 2, but I can't do it. That understands this tournament so well. And I hope Buckets is watching right now. He literally just sent me a text. He goes, hey, who are you tailing today? Can't make it up. I just got it. But Guru, let me come to you, because I will gladly step out of the way for your expertise on not just the Women's World Cup, but soccer in general. Floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Coach. Yeah, we're very excited about the Women's World Cup. And I did want to give out a Women's World Cup futures pick while I'm here, because I do like Spain to reach the semi-finals at -110. They have the world's best player, Alexia Putellas, in their ranks, along with several other players that powered Barcelona to Champions League glory this season. They beat Vietnam 9-0 in a friendly at the weekend. I think they should cruise through to the semi-finals, where a potential showdown with the USA awaits. Whoever wins that game goes on to win the trophy for me. So I have got the USA to win it. I think they'll just about beat Spain in the semi-finals. And then I think they'll either beat England or Germany in the final. So go USA. But before that, we have the Champions League first round qualifying campaign, which resumes today. Slovan Bratislava, the Slovakian champions, will be disappointed after they could only draw 1-1 with Swift Hesperange in the first leg clash last week. However, they did have a player sent off in the first half of that game. Defender Juraj Kuka. He's an experienced defender, but he bit his opponent. He just sank his teeth into this opponent, shown a straight red card, so they didn't win. But the action now reverts to Luxembourg, and I think if they can keep 11 players on the pitch, Slovan Bratislava as the better team should win. So I like -114 moneyline odds on that pick.
Joe says Martin Green, best voice in early edge universe. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. It's true. Sorry, Amags. It's true. All right. So first five, Sia, done. The Guru, done. I think I'm going to go next because later tonight, the 151st Open Championship. They are 8 hours ahead of where I'm sitting, 5 hours ahead of the East Coast. So this is going to start in the middle of the night. So you got to get these tournament picks in early. Don't wake up tomorrow morning and go, oh, what the hell? Half of the first round is done already. So we gave out 4 head-to-heads on the early wedge. If you haven't watched it yet, I encourage you to do so. Steve Scott, Sia Nejad, Patrick McDonald, and myself, top to bottom, left to right, in your feeds right now. But 3 more picks that we couldn't get into our incredible early wedge show. And I love all of these. Colin Morikawa, -130 over Jordan Spieth. Morikawa is a beast. He's starting to play a little bit better. And Spieth right now just isn't. I just like the number, and I like Morikawa this week. Cameron Smith, he's the defending champion over Jon Rahm. Jon Rahm is the 3rd highest betting favorite, I guess is the way that you say it, but he hasn't been playing good golf. Cam Smith has been over on the Live Tour. So I like the fact that at plus money, I can have him over Jon Rahm this week. And then Robert McIntyre. If it wasn't for the exploits of Rory McIlroy last week in the final couple of holes, McIntyre would have won the Scottish Open. So I like him -110 over a man who's one of my favorite golfers in the world, but just hasn't been playing good golf for over a year now. And I'm talking about Justin Thomas. So Robert McIntyre, you may not know him. Trust me, play him over JT. All right, Amags, I made you wait there long enough. Full slate today for you, big boy. Where are you going?
Yeah, it's an exciting day of baseball today. And I think the first thing we have to do when we look at today's slate is we have to hit the ATM. That M stands for Maeda. We already heard the maestro there touch on Maeda in this game. And it's actually the reason that I would want to fade Seattle at -165. I think it's a way too big of a number, especially with Maeda on the other side there. And this guy with the strikeouts, he's been an absolute machine, another M. And, 3 out of 4 over this 5.5 number since he's come back. The only time he missed was against the Braves, one of the toughest teams to strike out in the major leagues. And we've seen that even in 3 innings of work, like last time out, he is able to get to 6 strikeouts. He let 4 runners on base by walk, 4 runners by a hit, and he still went for 6 strikeouts there. I love the spot for Maeda, especially mixing his splitter slider against this Seattle team. He had 14 swinging strikes in each of his last 2 starts with those pitches. And then I'm going to slide over to Carlos Rodon in the nightcap, you'd call it. It's 7 p.m. for me on the East Coast here, but it is a 4 p.m. late afternoon game, I should say, on the West Coast there. We're going with Carlos Rodon over 6.5 strikeouts here. I got it -130. It was on FanDuel around that price. Hopefully it's still there for you, but go grab that one if you can. I like the over here a lot though with Rodon. 88 pitches last time out. I think that he's going to get closer to that 100 number here. He's actually going to have 6 or 7 days rest, it looks like, before his next start. And, when you look at where he's been trending, in the 50s, now the 80s, This will be his third start back. Boone is going to want to get him enough pitches here to feel good about himself going into next week's big Subway Series is where that start probably would be against the Mets. So over 6.5 against a good matchup. He's going to mix that fastball slider against this lineup here in LA and get over 6.5 for us.
Amags, as we continue to evolve SportsLine and make it the #1 sports betting site in the world, where can they get your picks and how early can they get them, sir?
So any sides or totals, I'm actually going to be start firing those up back on the SportsLine website this week. I did a little bit of a recalibration there around going into the All-Star break. We're going to be firing up some picks there, but also on my Twitter, all the props. And I think very soon we're hearing that those props will be on the SportsLine website as part of your membership.
Oh, very, very interesting. Very interesting. And if you're not a SportsLine member yet, what the hell are you doing? But I'm going to do you a solid. There's never been a better time to become a SportsLine member than right here, right now. So if you type in the promo code TROPHY, I'm going to give you the first month for $1, 100 pennies. Then after that, I'm going to give you to it for $10. You spent that this morning on gas, getting to work, or at Starbucks, or wherever else. Become a SportsLine member. You can get all of these picks at least an hour earlier, or sometimes the night before. And the numbers matter. You know this. But as we come to the next spot, I can't help but think as we get ready to head into our, what is it, our third NFL season together, Maestro? Our third together? I believe
actually,
so.
we debuted at the end of December 2020, so our fourth.
Our fourth together. Me and Maestro did the first ever early edge, and we're still rolling, still rocking it together. So, Maestro, can you tell me how many other teams have met 3 times in a row in the AFC Championship game, which could happen this year between the Chiefs and the Bengals?
Steelers, Raiders.
2 times. I actually don't have the teams. I just know it's happened twice. So I just wanted a number. I didn't need the teams, but you might be right. You might be right. But I guess I know where you're also going to be right, and that's with your picks today. What do you got?
Well, clearly I got to come prepared with my NFL trivia tomorrow, but right now I'm going to look at those Pittsburgh Pirates and just keep fading them. The worst offense in baseball when you look at May, June, and July. 2-12 this month. They have 7 prospects that they called up. They just are not hitting, and they send 43-year-old Rich Hill to the mound, who has a 6.43 ERA in his last 4 starts. The Guardians have won the first 2 games 21-1 combined. Savali looks great lately. I'm going to keep playing it, keep fading those Pirates with the Guardians. And then out west, the Red Sox burned me last night. They didn't show up. They were sloppy. They were listless. They didn't hit, but I'm going to play them on the run line because they have their ace, Brian Bayo, on the mound. Even though Devers will be out of the lineup again with the calf tightness, they have plenty of offense to go around against Ken Waldichuk, who has a 6.66 ERA. I think the Red Sox get back on track after the A's snapped their 8-game skid yesterday. I'll lay it with Boston.
All right. I fell asleep to that game last night. That's how bad the Red Sox were. Awful. 3-0, 2 hours and 2 minutes or whatever it was. Stupid. But tonight or today, how about Alicia in the chat? And Allison throwing out stats, throwing out information. I can't wait. I told you guys we're going to start this when the NFL starts and college football starts. There will be a fan pick every single weekday, at least, on the early edge. And then if you win multiple times, you'll get to appear on the show, in person, on video. How cool is that? Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. First 5 Sia is back and in full effect. Blue Jays, first 5 money line, -120. Amags, 2 big props today. Kenta Maeda, over 5.5 Ks. That's plus money. Carlos Rondon, over 6.5 Ks, -130. Then the Maestro, 2 plays today. Guardians money line, cashed him last night. He's going to cash him again today. Red Sox, -1.5, -135 on the run line. Then the Guru, taking us to the pitch. Slovan Bratislava, money line, -114. That is Champions League qualifying. For those of you that don't know soccer like I do. Spain to reach the Women's World Cup semis, -110. A ton of Women's World Cup information, content, articles if you're a SportsLine member. Then 3 tournament matchups from myself. Colin Morikawa over Jordan Spieth. Cameron Smith over John Rahm. Robert McIntyre over Justin Thomas. Do not forget, you still have time to watch the Early Wedge in your feed live right now, and also Early Edge in 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern today with more best bets for the night in sports. It's a full day. So download the CBS Sports app, check out HQ, check out Early Edge in 5, because we never stop. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Love Ball, Guru from just south of London, England, Counselor just south of Fort Lauderdale, Maestro just south of New York City, and Amags just hanging out. Don't forget about the Snake, always on the ones and twos. I am simply the coach trying to keep this train on the track. Have a great day. We grind for you so we can win with you. That's what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.